Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another brand new video, but this is something different, but also very, very, very much what we were already doing. You thought we were done with the 2020 save. You thought we were done with the WWE modern day stuff. Not quite. We're doing this one. We're doing a look back 1 year on. Let me tell you now, I've just recorded this video and I'm doing the intro and outro afterwards, but the stuff in this video, mental. Absolutely mental. You do not want to miss this. Let's not waste any more time. Stuart Irvine will be joining me. Let's go. Let's go. So as you can see, we're ready to go. I am joined by Stuart Irvine, who should be over there. And we are ready to go. Look, you can even see Stuart's face. This is a very, very rare thing, but we're doing it.
Yeah, you can actually see me. That's
right.
A good or bad thing, depending.
So here we are. We're going to come into this at March 2022. So we're a year on from where we left the game at WrestleMania 37 on Wednesday. So here we go. Let's see what they've done. This is going to get mental. This is going to be mental. Let's have a look. Okay, well, first of all, straight away, Andrade's had an injury. Got an injury.
We're still in the company then.
Still in the company, which is interesting. WWE put a contract offer for Jessamine Duke. Okay, I don't think that really matters too much. Where do you want to start, Stu? Where do you reckon we start?
I've got to be honest. I want to be fair. I want to start with your thing that destroyed your mental soul. WWE Raw. See who's the champion. I
think the best way to do this is to go to businesses, go to WWE, and straight away we'll do titles. Sound good? I'm looking at that. And I'm like, what is going on here? Let's look at titles first. So the WWE champion is Big E.
Yeah, well, he's gonna.
Wow.
I mean, to be fair, you bigged him up quite well before you left. So
Big E was Universal Champion going into WrestleMania. He switched brands, it seems, switched championships. Aleister Black won the championship at WrestleMania, held it for 2 months only, and then lost it to the heel Keith Lee.
God, that would have been. The question is, would you have done that?
I don't know. Potentially, it's something that was being set up, so it works. He had 6 defenses of the title and then lost it to Big E, who I assume now is a babyface. 24/7 champion. I never used it, but they've started using it, which is great.
Velveteen Dream.
Gronkowski lost it to Brian Kendrick, then Kalisto, then Kona Reeves, and now whatever. Okay, Intercontinental. Wow,
nice. I'm liking that.
The Intercontinental champion is Bronson Reed. Look at the former champions.
Is that Bo Dallas?
Yeah, but look below that. So Roman Reigns won the championship at WrestleMania. He then lost it to Volta in June.
And Walter had it for a couple of months?
A couple of months. He lost it to Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens lost it to Bo Dallas. What?
Well, I'm guessing Bo Dallas believed. And he got the title, so...
And Bronson Reed wins the title. And Bronson Reed's been champion since February. He's champion going into WrestleMania. We'll look at the WrestleMania cards. Actually, we'll look at all the WWE pay-per-view cards. We'll probably go into less detail on some of the other companies, but WWE is what we did the save on. So
yeah, but it looks like they actually it looks like they continue to take the Intercontinental Championship seriously because they're giving it to Walter. That's huge.
Definitely. Money in the Bank winner for 2021. Was Bray Wyatt. No surprises there, really. That sounds about right. Top guy in the company. Fine.
Yeah, they're actually taking it seriously as well, so that's good.
Raw Tag Team Champions are the Disciples, Buddy Murphy and Shelton Benjamin. That's interesting. Oh, the tag team divisions took a loss here. You know, as I said about Bryan and Ciampa, in my eyes, would have a long reign as champions. They lost it on their first defense 2 months later.
Of course, yeah, because it's not like they're the two most talented wrestlers. Who'd they lose it to?
AOP, Authors of Pain, and then Breezango came up from NXT again to win the tag titles, and now it's Murphy and Benjamin. That's a damn shame. What they've done to that. That is a damn shame.
You expect a long kind of feud, wouldn't you? Stuff like that.
Well, let's go to SmackDown tag team titles first. Out of interest, the SmackDown tag team champions are Sheamus and King Corbin, the Leviathans, as we name them in our save. I'm not against that. That's all right. And actually, if you look at the SmackDown division, the Usos continue to hold the titles until May. when Alpha Enigma won the titles. They had a good long reign as well, May to November. And now
Makes
these
sense.
guys have held the belts from November to at least March now. So the
Question
SmackDown
now.
titles are being pushed well. US title over on Raw, the United States champion is Aleister Black. Okay. That's interesting.
MJF won it.
So Aleister Black ended WrestleMania as your WWE champion. Keith Lee was champion at that point, so they've sort of swapped roles in a way. Keith Lee lost it to Samoa Joe, who came off the commentary desk to wrestle. Okay, MJF had a good long reign, by the way, July to December.
Well, at least someone used it. Used him because someone decided, just wanted to get him because you were very bitter towards AEW.
I set it up. Okay, I set it up.
Sure you did.
Right, we'll move on to, let's do the women's tag team title. Women's tag team titles. Go on then. Value, you have them. Fine. They've used them a little bit. Moving on. That's all that we care about with that.
Well, more than you did, I think. You didn't use them as much, did you?
The Raw Women's Champion then, Becky Lynch. Okay, that's not a surprise.
But she's gone NXT UK. I'm curious where they're going with that.
Yeah, interesting. So Becky won it at WrestleMania last year from Charlotte Flair, as we know. She then lost it back to Charlotte Flair, who returned. I told you they can make it return despite the stipulation. Becky Lynch won it again. Charlotte Flair won it again. Then Becky Lynch just won it again. So basically,
it's similar to the feud that Charlotte and Sasha Banks had, but it's just maybe a bit less. Not back and forth, but it's like they're like dominating the division, basically.
Basically, as I say, we'll have a look at all the pay-per-views and go through. SmackDown Women's Champion then, Naomi. That's interesting. Tessa Blanchard has had 2 runs with a belt. Rhea Ripley's had the belt as well. So kind of been used. Interesting to me that Sasha Banks has not been back in there. No Bayley either.
One of them being. Okay. Interesting. I don't know. It's just because now it's not bad because obviously she's got tons of talent, but like for some reason in real life they don't use her. So maybe in this one they built her up. We'll check out.
Interesting choice. The Royal Rumble men's winner for 2021 was Brock. Well, 2022. Sorry, we did 2021. 2022. Brock Lesnar.
It's like the company went. It's like Vince was like, finally we got rid of that guy. Now we can start pushing our part timers again.
Women's Royal Rumble, Charlotte Flair.
Fair enough.
Yep. And the women's Money in the Bank is Becky Lynch technically,
but she's still.
Yeah. Okay. They've buggered it up in the database, but okay. Finally, we got one more belt left. The Universal Champion. It ended with Bray Wyatt as champion at WrestleMania. Who is your money on, Stu? Out of interest.
Just because I can't think of them who's in what brand. I'm going to say Roman Reigns, just because I've got a feeling, but it probably is wrong.
It's Johnny Gargano.
Wow.
Oh my God. Let's have a look at the championship changes then. Bray Wyatt won it at WrestleMania. Randy Orton has had the belt since then. He had a long run with the belt.
They both did.
January.
They both did. Look at that reign. Look at that.
Wow.
Both had 9 title defenses between, if I read that correctly.
No. Bray Wyatt actually lost it on his first title defense 2 months later. And then Randy Orton held the belt for 9 title defenses from May to January. Then Gargano won the belt going into WrestleMania. We need to... that's mad.
Find out.
That is mad.
Johnny Wrestling has become the head of the SmackDown. Love it. I'm loving that. That's great.
Let's have a look at NXT then. NXT titles and the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic are held by nobody. Good. We'll leave the NXT Championship to last. We'll start with a Cruiserweight Championship. Sorry?
Okay. That's a bit random. And also, what's with the change of... Isn't that change of belt style?
No, that was me. I did that. That was wasn't meant. But so I do notice that it doesn't actually say that there's a weight limit. So I guess it's not wrong. Bandido lost it to Matt Riddle. Okay, and then Matt Riddle's. So Dexter Lumis is your cruiserweight champion.
I mean, the only thing that makes sense to me is kind of the way they're booking it, kind of in real life, where it's not really a cruiserweight division; it's more of a junior heavyweight division. If I'm going to justify it, I don't know.
Yeah, Dexter Lumis is about 6'7" and 300 pounds.
I'm using the bare minimum of trying to justify it, but that is a bit random. That's what I'm saying.
NXT Tag Team Champions are the North. Okay, So they're the champions we ended with. Not quite, actually. They did lose the belts in May. Desmond Xavier and Trey Miguel, the Rascals, had a good long run from May to November, but then the North won it back. They've currently held the belts for 112 days, but only 2 defences in that time.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah, that's still cool, though, because the North were awesome. Were an awesome tag team. Not anymore, but they were.
We'll go to the North American Championship, and the champion is Bandido. Okay, that's not too bad of a choice. I
see where they're going. They went a bit weird. Like, you got Dex Lumis finally won it, and then Velveteen Dream won it again, and then Bandido. I mean, to be fair, that's not a bad shout.
No, Bandido's not a bad shout, actually. I don't mind that. The NXT Women's Champion, Tegan Knox, still, well, she's actually, again, similar to the North, lost the belt in June to Vanessa Bourne.
Random.
Okay, Vanessa Bourne had a 6-month reign. Okay, and then Tegan Knox has won the belt back.
Be interesting to see her ratings, got to be honest. If she's been having that for like 6 months, kind of.
We will go through, we'll actually probably go through all the shows to see if there's any big matches, but we'll try and be quick through the SmackDown and Raw stuff. So, right, NXT Champion, who is your money on?
I don't know. I mean, obviously it can't be Adam Cole because unless they've signed him back. Without you knowing. I'm just going to go Finn Balor just because there's only one thing at the top. Wouldn't surprise me, but I don't know.
Okay, let's have a look. Pentagon Jr.
Nice.
So Balor lost it to Owens at WrestleMania, as we know. Owens then immediately lost it in his first defense again to Johnny Gargano. It's like the company decided to right the wrongs that they feel like is there.
No, or they've kind of thought, as again, like, finally we got rid of that guy. Now let's make the changes we want to make.
Karrion Kross had a good long run with the belt, and now Pentagon Jr. That's really interesting. That is interesting. Obviously, Pentagon Jr. is not somebody who would usually sign in the save. I signed him, so you're welcome, WWE. You're welcome. Right, NXT UK. We know Volta lost the belt at NXT UK Prelude in the final episode of the weekly TV we did. Is the Ojmo still champion? That's a big question. Let's have a look. I'm assuming Volta's no longer even there as well, by the way. What is going on with NXT UK? Bray Wyatt and right, okay.
They've gone mad. They've gone crazy.
We will look at NXT UK as well. Don't worry. Titles then. NXT UK tag titles. The Prestige are champions again. They lost the belts in April to the Welsh Dragons.
Well, they were anyway, weren't they? Like that was your plan originally, wasn't it? At some point.
Well, I did keep the belts on the heels, so I didn't mind too much. But then, obviously, the babyfaces won the belt. That's fine. Then they vacated the belt for some reason. And Curtis Chapman and Los Federales Santos Jr. Don't know who they are. No, I didn't sign them. They had a good long run with the belts, but again, now the Prestige champion.
I'm more curious to see why they vacated them for so long.
That is odd. NXT UK Women's Champion, Kaylee Ray.
She won it back.
Right. She won it back. So Xia Brookside actually had a good run with the belt from March to September, 4 defenses. She then lost it to Nina Samuels. Fine. Nina Samuels had a good long run. I'm assuming Kaylee Ray's turned babyface since then and won it in February. So, yeah, that's not too bad. Right, NXT UK champion. This could be anyone. I'm not going to ask you, Stu. This could be anyone. The champion is the Ojmo.
He's kept it for nearly a year.
He's had it for a year. 9 successful title defences in that reign. He's held it for 338 days. What
was in this? Because obviously in real life it's obviously different. But what was his reign? Like how long was things?
His reign went from April 2019 to March 2021. 12 defences. I mean that's annoying. The Raw after WrestleMania they had a better show than I.
John Cena versus MVP. Got 85.
Cena MVP. Sammy Guevara and the Psycho Killers versus Shane McMahon and The Miz and Morrison. Sami Zayn defeated Dijakovic, Maxwell, Jacob, Friedman and Kane. Brock defeated Humberto Carrillo. The WrestleMania Night 1 main event of Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair on main event.
It's got a 74. I mean,
that's funny to me.
SmackDown got a 90.
Bray Wyatt and Big E now teaming up after their WrestleMania match. So Big E must have turned face straight away, realistically.
Looks like it. What was it? Oh, it looks like maybe he's righted his wrongs. Maybe if that's the story they've gone for. Obviously, you can't find that on here, can you?
Oh, this is a big Raw. They decided to do a huge Raw. I don't know why, but we had 2 cage matches. MJF defeated Grand Metalik. The Miz and Finn Balor defeated Epico and Tyler Bate.
Right.
Balor's up on Raw, by the way. Balor's been moved up.
Fair enough. I mean, to be fair, what more can he do when KO beat him?
AOP defeated the Psycho Killers to win the tag titles. That's what happened there. Samoa Joe defeated Keith Lee to win the United States title, but Aleister Black kept the WWE title in a triple threat with AJ and Braun Strowman. We must be nearing a pay-per-view, you'd have thought, but maybe not. Alpha Enigma defeated the Usos to win the SmackDown tag titles.
Nice.
Charlotte Flair defeated Becky Lynch to win the Raw Women's Championship in the main event.
Look at those last four. Look at that. Just because you have Brock Lesnar in there, and it's just like it must hurt. It must hurt to see these ratings for you, mate. Yeah, I feel for you. You have my sympathies.
Randy Orton defeated Bray Wyatt to win the Universal Championship in the main event of SmackDown. Volta has turned up on SmackDown, teaming with Big E against the Disciples. Rhea Ripley wins the SmackDown Women's title. That's a big SmackDown there. Dana Brooke defeated Aaliyah in a cage match. What's going on? Here is your Money in the Bank pay-per-view then. We'll run through the pay-per-view and dissect it a bit. Rhea Ripley won a fatal four-way to retain the women's title. Interesting, Dana Brooke, Kairi Sane in there. No Sasha Banks. Odd.
Sasha Banks, hopefully she hasn't done like a thing where she's left again. Or she's gone somewhere else. Or she's not in the company maybe.
AOP defeated Breezango and Apollo and Cedric to retain the Raw tag titles. Well, they fell apart. Jesus.
What happened? What
happened indeed. I'm not seeing Ciampa or Bryan on the card either. That's weird. Shane McMahon. Oh no, they're not. Shane McMahon and the Leviathans defeated Tyler Bate and Alpha Enigma. That's a random match as well. Becky won Money in the Bank. So Becky wasn't champion at this point, so that makes sense. She won Money in the Bank. Charlotte Flair won a fatal four-way against Nikki Cross, Natalya and Bianca Belair, who's over on Raw now. Nice. Samoa Joe defeated Murphy to retain the United States Championship. That's pretty cool. Andrade and Priest defeated Drew and Volta.
Drew and Volta as a tag team. That'd be sweet.
That's brilliant. Bray Wyatt won Money in the Bank against Seth Rollins, Braun, AJ, Big E and Priest. That's a good match. That's a good Money in the Bank match. Orton retained the Universal Championship against Bronson Reed, The Miz and Brock Lesnar. They like Bronson Reed in this.
They put Brock Lesnar a triple fatal four-way and he lost.
And then in the main event, Keith Lee dethroned Aleister Black to win the WWE Championship. Huge. Brock Lesnar defeated Tyler Bate. Yes. Look at that.
Brock Lesnar's on Raw consistently.
It's not realistic, is it?
This game's gone crazy. This game's gone mad.
Volta defeated Roman Reigns in the SmackDown main event to win the Intercontinental Championship.
That'd be a match. I would want to watch that match in real life. Walter versus Roman Reigns.
And they did it on SmackDown, not on pay-per-view. That's mental to me. Okay, Backlash then got a 95. My God.
Randy Orton against Andrade.
Yeah, but if you actually look, so this what you're saying about my work being used well here, because you're not seeing Brock or Cena in the main event.
Well, I think you put Andrade, you've built up quite nicely. You got a title reign, and you put him in the main event against Randy Orton, and he's like, you got him to a good level where you can take that. What was that? What's the saying? Took the ball and won with it.
Look at that. Main event of Backlash for the Universal title. Randy Orton defeated Andrade to retain in a 99 rated match.
And he outperformed him. Look at that rating. A ring performance of 93. So
I am just not getting it. Keith Lee defeated Big E to retain the title in a 93. I just didn't get these ratings for some reason.
You might have, because I think about
eventually, maybe if I continued it, the Usos and the Psycho Killers. That's a good match to do.
That would have been a great match, especially we got. That would have been. To get to like some of these matches you look at going, yeah, that would be a good reign.
Rhea Ripley defeated Tessa Blanchard to retain the title in a 73. That's huge from the SmackDown Women's Division. That is huge. Samoa Joe defeated Jinder, Bronson and Epico to retain the US title. How did that get a 74? How? Explain to me how when Epico puts in a 45, 66, 66, 64, he gets a 74.
I don't know. I'm not good with maths, but apparently it got a good reign. So nonsense. Happy days.
It's a nonsense. Right, we'll move on. Becky Lynch won the Raw Women's title match in the main event at Madison Square Garden in a cage match. MJF won the US title as well on the same show. Extreme Rules then, only an 84, so not quite as good this month.
Yeah, but for you that would have been amazing.
That would have been great. Keith Lee defeated Bray Wyatt for an 87 in the main event for the WWE title. That should do better than it did. I don't know why. Keith Lee,
maybe I don't know what the ratings are going on.
Randy Orton defeated Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship in a 93. So that's where their issue came. That should have been their main event.
So it's not just you. It's not just you that like. It's also the game does it too. So that means it's flawed as well.
We finally got that match. Volta defeated Finn Balor by DQ in a Intercontinental title match.
Oh, a DQ in a pay-per-view match.
MJF defeated the Big Show to retain the United States title.
That would have been a lot of MJF running away from the Big Show, but cheating to win, I bet.
Brilliant. Right, moving on. The night after Extreme Rules, they had Becky and Charlotte Flair in a tables match in the main event.
What? Like, first it's a cage match, now it's a tables match. What's next? Like, going to have a TLC match?
Tessa Blanchard won the SmackDown Women's title back on SmackDown for a 76. So there's a difference in the two women's divisions, isn't there?
Have you noticed there's a lot of title change happening on not pay-per-view shows?
Yeah, I have noticed that weirdly. Okay, SummerSlam. 84, only in 84. That's low
I love
really
that.
For them.
I love that. Only in 84.
I mean, I can see why. Middle of the card there, Kevin Owens defeating Volta and Kane. Why is Kane on this show? Why? They did Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins with a DQ finish on SmackDown.
And it still got a 94.
94. Ridiculous.
Normally that lowers ratings, doesn't it?
MJF defeated Kalisto, MVP and Murphy to retain the US title for a 77. Breezango won the Raw Tag Team titles for a 73.
Nice.
What else happened on the show? Becky defeated Charlotte Flair. I'm guessing that's their big blow-off match in the end then. Actually, no, we know this feud continues forever and ever. Only in 82, though. So they had their worst match at SummerSlam. That's really
But Becky was the outstanding performer of 81, though.
Yeah, but only in 81. That from what we've seen from what she was doing, that's really weird. Keith Lee defeated Bray Wyatt, Priest, and The Miz in a cage match to retain the US title. A four-way cage match.
They're loving cage matches in this show. Someone's loving cage matches.
They are.
Where's the Hell in a Cell match? That's what I want to see.
I think that counts as the cage match, so that may have been a Hell in a Cell. I'm not sure. And in the main event, Randy Orton defeated AJ Styles again in a cage match to retain the Universal title. What's with
the cage matches? Like two. They're like you don't do two.
Roman Reigns and Big E. Fun fact, I can say this now. This was my planned WrestleMania main event originally.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but then obviously.
Bray Wyatt changed it. 88 though, it did well. It did very well. Gargano was made the move to SmackDown and immediately put in a 91 rated performance.
Well, you can't be surprised. It's Johnny Wesley, mate. The guy's that performer. Oh, okay, let's have a look.
Only in 83, but it was held in Puerto Rico for some reason. That's odd as it is. Tessa defeated Liv Morgan to retain the SmackDown Women's title and still got a 76 out of it. Tessa is coming good here. She is coming good. Yeah. Shayna versus Ria Ripley for an 83.
Would you think that could be better though? That could be could be better. It seems like a match that could be like a 90 or like an 80, high 80.
So I don't get his booking. Kevin Owens defeated Epico Cologne to retain the Intercontinental title.
It's in Puerto Rico. You know.
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe. Yeah. Aleister Black and the Ring Workers defeated the Miz and the Psycho Killers. So I think the Psycho Killers turned heel.
There's no Ciampa there? I might have seen this one.
So Bryan, Miz, and Ciampa all teamed together. I think the Psycho Killers have turned heel at this point. Not what I would have done, but okay. MJF and Rey Mysterio for the US title.
Sorry, so the Miz and Danny Bryan on the same team.
They were.
That's interesting.
Brock and AJ Styles versus Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman. I'm assuming so Seth's turned babyface?
Stop putting Brock in tag team matches. I know he gets good ratings, but come on.
Randy Orton defeated Damian Priest for the Universal title in a DQ match. And the main event, Keith Lee and Bray Wyatt for the WWE title got an 83. So that let you down. Keith Lee, remember what I said at the final episode? Keith Lee, for some reason, doesn't quite live up to his ability here. And he's doing it over and over again, weirdly. Only a 77. As WWE champion, you expect better. SmackDown got a 92 with Roman Reigns and Johnny Gargano in the main event for a 90.
Almost.
Bliss and Nikki Cross won the women's tag team titles and nobody cared. Hell in a Cell got an 85, so much better this time. Keith Lee defeated Seth Rollins in the main event for the WWE Championship for an 86. Keith Lee performing a bit better. but again, not too great. Charlotte and Becky in a ladder match. That feud will never, ever, ever end, but it got a 90.
I bet you any money that would win the feud of the year. I bet.
Yeah. Another cage match, Brock and Andrade. Wow, that got a 99. That got a 99. It was a triple threat Hell in a Cell tag match, I'm assuming. Brock and Andrade versus the Usos versus Bray Wyatt and Drew McIntyre.
What is this game doing? What is this game?
God.
I can't believe it. It's just like Brock. I've never seen Brock in so many tag team matches in my life.
MJF defeated Dominic Dijakovic for a 77. Bo Dallas won the Intercontinental title.
Ah, look at that. Look at that. Is that Bo Dallas? Oh, I bet it was a roll-up.
Probably. 83 for that. Breezango retained the Raw tag titles, and Kalisto won at the 24th. Well, retained.
Tyler Bate and Killian Dana in the 24/7 title scene.
Odd.
Right,
Survivor Series. 86 rated show. Let's have a look at this. Unpack it from the start, shall we? Johnny Gargano, Gran Metalik, Humberto Carrillo and Rey Mysterio defeated Primo, Robert Roode, Alexander Wolf and Riddick Moss.
Random.
75. They got 75 out of Riddick Moss.
Who got the... Oh, what a shocker. Guess who's 85 by Johnny Gargano, you know.
Tessa Blanchard, Ember Moon and the Iconics defeated Aaliyah, Kairi Sane, Naomi and Liv Morgan for a 73, so that didn't do that well. Randy Orton, Bronson Reed, Apollo and Cedric defeat Andrade, Brendan Vink, Jinder Mahal and Mojo Rawley. By the way, the brand split is all over the place for some reason. That got a 79. Becky...
Mojo's getting... It looks like Mojo... Maybe the game listened to your Twitch fans, man. You know, Mojo's getting some love.
To be honest, it's all 4v4 matches here. Becky, Rhea, Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross against Charlotte, Mandy, who must have turned heel, and Value for an 81.
Who's that? So let's play dumb here. Who's...
Value with Carmella and Lacey Evans. Big E, Bo Dallas, the Intercontinental Champion, and Alpha Enigma defeated AJ Styles, Killian Dane, Brian Kendrick, and Lars Sullivan for an 81. Brock Lesnar, Keith Lee, and the Leviathans defeated John Cena, Dominic Dijakovic, Austin Theory, and Angel Garza for an 84.
Random.
The Miz, MVP, and the Psycho Killer defeated Drew McIntyre, Volta, and Breezango for a 76. How has this got an 86? The matches are all trash.
Why are you not giving Volta his due? He seems to be losing a lot while he's being called up. I don't like it.
Main event then: Damian Priest, Shane McMahon, Mustafa Ali, and Ricochet defeated Braun Strowman, Aleister Black, Kane, and the Big Show.
Kane and the Big Show in a main event of a pay-per-view.
In 2022. 2021 at this point.
Yeah.
Mental.
And I got an 86. This game's mad.
Mental. The Posse. Oh, we've got a new tag team here. The Posse. MJF and Finn Balor are together as a tag team.
That's got to be the single most randomest tag team I've ever seen.
But I'm actually intrigued by it. I would
No, who's in charge? Is it a friendship? I mean,
Raw, we had Becky Lynch defeating Charlotte Flair and Shayna Baszler in a triple threat ladder match for the Raw Women's title for a 91. Aleister Black won the US title from MJF in a triple threat with Kelly and Dane in there for a 75. So they like the two title changes on one show. SmackDown also had a title change. No, I had a title retention, sorry. Randy Orton defeated Roman Reigns again for the Universal title, 92. Big E and Kevin Owens, 91. Gargano and Rollins against the Disciples. So Seth has turned face here.
Yeah. Johnny Gargano and Seth Rollins together in a tag team. That'd be nuts, wouldn't it?
TLC got a 90. Rhea Ripley and Kairi Sane, Bianca Belair and Mandy Rose, 75. That's a miracle. That is a miracle. Shayna versus Liv Morgan, 83. The Leviathans defeated Austin Theory and Angel Garza for a 78. We had Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross defeat Charlotte Flair and Dana Brooke for the women's tag team titles.
So I guess in Dana
two back together.
Yeah, it looks like the same kind of bodyguard type thing maybe. Looks like it.
Killian Dane and the Psycho Killers, I'm guessing the heel team here, defeated Aleister Black and Alpha Enigma for a 76. Gargano and Braun Strowman defeated the Usos in a cage match for a 96.
What a match that would have been. That would have been a crazy match.
Speaking of crazy matches, Brock Lesnar defeated Drew McIntyre and Bray Wyatt for a 93. Okay, Big E defeated Keith Lee to win the WWE title for an 88. And the main event, Randy Orton defeated Andrade to retain the Universal title for a 93. WrestleMania, you guys hang on right to the end of the video. We will move it forward again and we'll see what WrestleMania. We're coming back just before WrestleMania.
Bronson Reed's getting title shots. That's mental. It's cool, but it's mental.
Naomi won the SmackDown Women's title in a ladder match against Tessa Blanchard for a 74.
Oh my God, that's pretty awesome.
And on SmackDown, the Disciples retained the Raw Tag Team titles.
Cool. What, the SmackDown before the Royal Rumble?
Let me say that again. On SmackDown, the Disciples defended the Raw Tag Team titles.
Okay. What are they doing? So I didn't clock on there. It's like, I don't think they care. I think they've gone mental.
Okay,
91.
Royal Rumble then got a 91. Samoa Joe and Brian Kendrick opened the show for a 67. That's a bad start. Nikki Cross and Ember Moon for a 78. My God. Kalisto, Austin Theory and Angel Garza defeated Mojo Rawley and the Leviathans. Mojo Rawley made a pay-per-view, by the way, here for 79. Wow. The Disciples defeated Breezango to retain the Raw Tag titles for a 74. And now we get to the big stuff. Kind of. Rhea Ripley defeated Nia Jax 77. Yeah. Now we get to the big stuff. The Ring Workers and Alpha Enigma. A year ago at Royal Rumble 2021 in our booking, they went for the tag team titles, Alpha Enigma. They didn't get the job done, but they got an 87 there. Wow. Brock Lesnar won the Royal Rumble for a 79. And in the main event, Johnny Gargano defeated Randy Orton to win the Universal title.
Just let that sink in, right? Imagine we're sitting there watching that. Why am Johnny Gargano in the WWE title match? In like a packed out crowd, was it 78,000 people, right? And then you got Johnny Gargano beating Randy Orton to win the title.
Mental.
Like, the crowd would go nuts, wouldn't they? I know I would be if I was watching that.
What the hell's happening here? The Leviathans defeated Kalisto and Volta to retain the tag titles.
Why are they putting Volta to keep losing? Stop it.
Why is Volta teaming with Kalisto?
No. Why are you doing this to Volta, man?
Okay, Elimination Chamber. We did a rematch of their NXT Classics, Gargano and Andrade for the Universal title for a 99.
To get the highest score of the game.
Yeah, well, the highest score you can. Becky defeated Tessa Blanchard to retain the Raw Women's title for a 91. That's a huge match.
I would say, is that a dream match?
Yeah. Bray Wyatt defeated Damian Priest for a 95. What a show this is. Brock Lesnar and The Miz defeated Drew McIntyre and Braun Strowman for a 95.
I mean,
Randy Orton and Roman Reigns, 98.
I don't think I've actually ever seen a Elimination Chamber this might be harsh to say, this good.
Well, this is an Elimination Chamber show without an Elimination Chamber match, by the way.
Okay.
Bronson Reed won the Intercontinental title from Bo Dallas for a 79.
Oh, Bo lost the title.
Talk about a dream team here. Volta, AJ Styles and Seth Rollins defeated Killian Dane and the Leviathans. Can't say
they had no chance. 79. They had no chance. There was no chance in hell they were going to lose that match.
It looks like Charlotte Flair has been moved over to SmackDown because Naomi defeats her to retain the title. What a show that is. Wow. I would imagine that's probably their best show, but we will have a look at that. I'm sorry, but that is the stupidest thing I've seen this game ever do. Can you see that?
What are we looking at?
Danny Burch defeated Brock Lesnar on NXT TV.
Brock Lesnar's on NXT and he loses. What?
To Danny Burch. What
and he got an 80. What is this game?
What is going on?
And also look at our attendance. Brock doesn't turn up for crowds of 8,000.
Matt Riddle defeated Bandito for an 85 to win the Cruiserweight title.
Well, the only thing about that I can think about the Cruiserweight division is they're booking it like the junior heavyweight in New Japan, but before obviously Dexter Lumis got the title. But like if what was it, Matt Riddle winning it's fine because if you go for junior heavyweight, it kind of makes sense.
Gargano defeated Kevin Owens to win the North American title for a 90. I didn't get a 90.
What?
I did not get a 90 in NXT.
Just let this sink in, right? Johnny Gargano has had one hell of a 12 months.
Yeah. In
this game.
Dexter Lumis defeated Pentagon Jr. to win the North American title there. So he has held the belt since May.
What's the level? What's the
for a 79, sorry.
So Penta done most of the work.
Yeah, Penta carried it. Takeover after we left. Takeover in your house got an 80. Gargano and Karrion Kross in the main event for a 91. Get out. The Rascals against the North in a rematch for an 80. They did Dexter and Kushida for a 70.
That actually would be an alright match actually. Think about like Kushida's kind of style of submissions. That would actually be a good match actually.
For sure. We did Vanessa Bourne defeated Tegan Knox to win the women's title, which is just bizarre. And Santos Escobar is working the pre-show against Lince Dorado for a 70. What's that doing on the pre-show? Isaiah Swerve Scott defeated Brock Lesnar.
I was just about to say.
What are we doing here? But no, it gets worse because then Scarlett Bordeaux defeated Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch.
I've got a belt. I'm speechless.
What are we doing here? What? Braun Strowman lost to Jordan Devlin.
I'm not against it. I like Jordan Devlin. And I think
my God. Odie Lorcan beat Roman Reigns.
What was with this? What's with all these kind of like,
main roster stars coming down. What the hell's going on? There he is. He worked Takeover Insurrection as part of a 6-man tag in the main event.
He got a 72 just for his involvement. That's pretty sweet.
That's mental, isn't it? Oh my God. Not her as well.
She lost.
Click on it. To the AEW wannabe, Sadie Gibbs. That's an L.
Well, to be fair though, at least she's coming down to help the young talent.
I know, but her as well. The one that went right. I'm going to work for AEW at the same time. She works for AEW at the same time. And right.
Oh yeah,
that's an L. We're taking an L there. Stephanie McMahon became the new head booker after I left.
She took your job, mate. You've been Stephanie McMahon.
WWE moved Raw to a lesser time slot. That's interesting. SoCal Val was hired by the WWE and sent to NXT UK. Sami Zayn was released. Let's look at some of the released wrestlers. Where's Sami Zayn? I mean, I should have guessed. Where does it say it? AEW. El Generico is AEW.
That's pretty cool. Come on, man.
El Generico is All Elite. Bobby Lashley.
Impact.
All Japan Pro Wrestling.
That would actually be awesome to see him in All Japan type style of wrestling.
I said Bayley had disappeared. And Sasha Banks has been released, by the way. There's loads to go through here. Bayley has gone to... I can't click that one. Bayley has gone to Impact on a handshake deal.
I'm not against that. That actually would work for it, wouldn't it?
Edge has been released and he's currently unemployed, so that's fine. Montez Ford has left as well. He's in AEW. Byron Saxton.
No offense to Byron Saxton, but not a lot of people.
They let go of a load of referees as well. This is really odd.
Oh, they let Sammy Guevara go.
Yeah, we'll get to what? Sammy Guevara then.
Go back to
CMLL.
Oh, mate, you were pushing him, and that sucks.
Let him go. That's horrific. Sasha Banks released by the WWE, currently unemployed.
I love the way she says she's hated. She's hated. Ouch. What did she do?
I have no idea. Sonya Deville released as well. We boosted Sonya so much, and she's now in Ring of Honor.
That actually could work actually, but for me it feels like what they've done is basically said, you like these wrestlers, Carl? You wanted to push these? Well, we're just gonna sack them because we don't like them.
Figure this out. AEW didn't pick up Sasha Banks, but they did pick up Elias. Okay. Kofi Kingston released. Kofi's gone to AAA. Oscar released. Sorry, there's loads.
It's like Kofi Kingston in AAA.
Oscar retired.
What?
That's mental. Cesaro has been released and he's in Ring of Honor. Back to Ring of Honor.
Nice.
Brilliant. Xavier Woods is currently unemployed.
Really? Xavier Woods?
Angelo Dawkins also left. So the Street Profits did split up. He's in Ring of Honor and Impact. Dawkins working on both. Io Shirai, Ring of Honor. John Morrison.
Probably going back to Impact.
PWG.
That's fair. That'd be good. He's been the journeyman. Yeah, he stuck it to you, mate. You went to AEW, then he's gone to now he's he's broken up. What's that? He's broken up with.
Here's the future, guys. This is the future.
Predictions, eh? This is where we're seeing the glimpse to the future here.
I imagine they're doing Big E versus Roman Reigns then.
Well, it's probably John Cena and Brock Lesnar because way they're booking it.
John Cena was said to be the star of the show.
I bet he's the main event, I bet.
I also see 5-star match. Tessa Blanchard championship wins. So let's have a look. WrestleMania 38 got an 88. Gargano and The Miz in the Universal title main event.
Wow.
What? 89 for that. Big E Roman Reigns for the WWE title like I expected. Tessa defeated Becky Lynch to win the Raw Women's title. Bray Wyatt and John Cena versus the Usos and the Psycho Killers got a 99.
Oh, to be fair, that would be actually really cool because think about it. If you go by the story, why would John Cena pie up a team with Bray Wyatt?
Yeah, I have no idea. Braun Strowman defeated MJF in a Hell in a Cell match for 91.
on a WrestleMania, okay.
There was only one title change though, by the looks of it, unless there's more down here. Alpha Enigma did win the tag titles for a 78. And Velveteen Dream retained the 24/7 title. Kane worked the pre-show.
But no love for Mojo.
I know. Well, that is the end of it. That's the end of this save. This save will be dealt with and done with. But we're moving on to something brand new. I mean, I said it was mental, didn't I? Absolutely freaking mental. The company, whatever. But that's the end of the save. That is done. No more videos on this save. We are completely done. I really enjoyed it, like I said last time. But we're moving on, and we're moving on to something big. So this will drop on the Sunday, hopefully. So you should be watching this on the Sunday. And then on Monday, we go again. TNA 2010 starts on the channel tomorrow. New video schedule comes this week. We're doing Monday 4:30 and Thursday 4:30, leading into that night when we'll be doing our second stream from TNA. Second stream, so you can watch the videos and then you'll be up to date for the stream that night. Twitch.tv/Carl Dixon. Link will be in the description below. Make sure you like this video if you liked it. If you want to see more stuff like this, maybe where we do sort of like experimental type of stuff, please let me know and we could maybe do that as well. Comments down below. What was the craziest thing? That's what I want to see. A comment from you right now. What is the craziest thing you saw on this video? Because there were a lot to go through. If you liked it, like a video. Until next time, TNA. Peace.